I also flew up really high at this part. I may have gone to space, and I'm back. You see before you, Sir Cain the Gallant. Here now in the Gluteus Kingdom, for tax reasons. This looks like an actual death trap. In this video, I finally released the 3 random games that I refused to post. Will I be able to post this video without any problems occurring? Or will I just scrap it for the 4th time? Well, let's find out by jumping into Puppy String. So I fell into this hole and now I have to escape this place. I found this locked door over here, so I had to go to the other side. I did have to do some small parkour before I found this room, which had a massive spike pit, which I managed to jump across. Also sorry for the laggy footage. It wasn't this laggy when I was playing the game, but it still lagged out for some reason. It was probably because my computer was just very weak. I went over here to this place where I found the main gimmick of this game, which are yo-yos that I could use to activate stuff. I used it to turn on this elevator, then I had to run back to the beginning to open the locked door. And I jumped into a pit of spikes like an idiot. Luckily, I grabbed the checkpoint earlier, so I was able to go back and jump over the spike pit. I then broke my yo-yo on the sledge as the footage lagged. I also fell into this hole after failing some parkour. Anyways, I got back to the locked door to open it, where I got this checkpoint. I then accidentally broke my yo-yo for a second time, but I was able to get it back, and once I got it back, I used it to activate all of the buttons to open this door, which had another yo-yo behind it. This allowed me to climb up the ledges, similar to a grappling hook. I also flew up really high at this part. I may have gone to space, and I'm back. Also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but the reason why I scrapped this video 5 times was because of a myriad of problems occurring. The first time I scrapped it was because I had a small amount of space left on my computer, so I had to sacrifice the original footage for this video. I don't remember why I scrapped it for the second time, but the third was definitely because I didn't like the voiceover I did for the video. The last time was because the footage was so laggy that I just decided to scrap it, but let's hope that 5th time's the charm and that I can finally post this video. This also caused me to play these games a total of 5 times, so I roughly know what I'm doing in them. Now this part was very annoying because I kept missing the platform. I tried to use the yo-yo to grapple up, but I still fell and I eventually just decided to give up. Anyways, let's go on to the next game. But before I move on, if you're enjoying this video so far, then leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Anyways, let's go on to the next game. Next game is Delia the Traveling Witch. Anyways, let's begin. In a magical world, there was a witch and their pig. That's it. That's the backstory. So I went to this small town, where I pet my pig and greeted it. Before I accidentally knocked on this door, where I met this woman who told me that there's a kid with an illness, and I needed to find a cure in a nearby forest. I then jumped on the roof of this house, and I met this very plump duck. Then I went to the nearby forest, which is called Sweet Forest. And after doing some small parkour, I met this guy. Hawk, a traveler. Hello, I am. You see before you, Sir Cain the Gallant. Here now in the Gluteus Kingdom, for tax reasons. Beauteous creature, what is your name? I am. By your pointed hat, are you a witch? How incredible. Oh my goodness. But wait, I am on a mission. There's a very specific thing that I must do with this rope. Take care, mysterious witch. May our paths cross again. Well, that was annoying. I also met this bouncy mushroom slime. I named it George Slimington. Then I found Boa, who already found a cure. Now we just needed to dig it up. And my pig got stolen by a hot witch. So I needed to traverse the forest to find it whilst getting rid of some enemies using my potion launcher. Those enemies were the ducks who were working for the hot witch. I eradicated all the ducks in this level, Also, by the way, I'm going back to my original upload schedule of 1 video per week on Thursday because I had a difficult time trying to keep up when I was doing 2 videos at once. There were 2 instances where I barely got a video out on time, and I even found George who helped me to get up this area. I then moved on to this area which had spikes and this broomstick. I also originally planned this video to be titled as 3 random games that are filled with spikes because all the games that I played in this video all have spikes in them. But I decided to change it to what it is now because I think it's more interesting. Anyways, I traversed through this place using the broomstick, which I don't think actually gave me any sort of power up. I also grabbed this mushroom to heal myself. After destroying these ducks using my potions, I grabbed another broomstick, then attacked another duck. I also fell into the pit of spikes and found this secret area. The secret area allowed me to fish, so I used it to snag a mush fish, which I'm pretty sure just healed me up. I went out to immediately destroy this guy. Then I got rid of this other guy, before leaving to the next area. After more duck murder, I found this ball of spikes that I can't kill, so I had to avoid it. I also had to jump up here to grab these new shoes, which gave me some speed. Then a duck was destroyed as I found another spike ball, which I jumped over. I kept going until I got to the end of this area, and I got to here, where I found some duck eggs, which vanished for some reason. I wonder what happened to them. I also had a difficult time trying to get up here, so I had to go up another way. This guy nearly hit me, but I was able to get rid of it. I then destroyed this guy before jumping on this duck. I then found an entrance to this tree, which I decided to enter. I needed to climb up the tree to leave. I also had a difficult time trying to destroy this guy, but I was able to get rid of him. The tree was filled with a ton of ducks and spikes for some reason. Despite the many obstacles in the tree, I was still able to escape it and continued to traverse the forest. For this last part, I rushed through it because I was spending too much time in this game and wanted to move on. At the end, I found this massive duck with my pig, so I had to fight it. Also, did the witch turn herself into a duck? Despite its size, it was pretty easy to take down. I just needed to jump on its head a couple of times to break its skull. Tossing potions also helped to take it down. Then the witch suddenly appeared and took my pig again. I guess she didn't turn herself into a duck. Well, looks like I have to chase after her, but I also need to move on to the last game, so I'll probably continue this in a 1 random game video someday. Anyways, let's go on to the last game. Last game is Gum Girl. Anyways, let's begin. I was placed in the Cosmic Ruins, and in this game, I can summon bubbles, which can serve as platforms. I used those bubbles to get up here to grab this star. I also used it to get up to this area to grab another star, as well as this star, which was far up. I then found a spike pit which had a star over it. I was easily able to jump over here using the bubbles. I also had to use them to climb up to this area. I then found a way out, but I wanted to grab the star first. The spikes could pop my bubbles, so I had to move back a bit to place one so that I could climb up to grab the star. I did take some damage from the spikes before going to the door. In the second stage, I found the star above a spike pit, which I decided to grab. I then had to jump over the spike pit to get to the other side. I grabbed this star and proceeded to make more bubbles to get this other star. After that, I found an extending spike, so I had to wait for a bit so that I could perfectly place a bubble that won't be popped by it. I was able to do that pretty quickly, and I found even more extending spikes. This looks like an actual death trap, but I decided to grab the star, which I was able to do by not getting hit by the spikes. Now luckily these weren't extending spikes, so I was able to climb up here without timing anything. and I still got hit by a spike like an idiot. I did get up here, only to find this actual death trap that caused me to die. Well anyways, if you enjoyed this video, then leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to watch more of my content, then click any of the videos on screen. Anyways, adios.